Skoda's third generation Superb established itself as a real flagship for the brand, bringing a far more upmarket experience than we come to expect. As a result, there's quite a lot of expectation riding on its replacement, but here it is, it's the fourth generation Skoda Superb, and Skoda has absolutely jam-packed it with new features while still retaining that same level of practicality that made its predecessor so successful. Now today, we've been given a sneak peek look at this latest generation Superb, so we're going to be able to see what it's like inside and talk about some of the new engines and features that it has to offer. But let's take a little look at the design of the latest Superb, because it has grown compared to the car that it replaces, and that should help it deliver a little bit more in the way of rear seat legroom and a larger boot than before. Now, Skoda hasn't messed with the design of the Superb too much compared with the car that it comes after, mainly because it didn't see the need. The car was already popular in terms of the way it looks, bringing an understated design, but we have got some new features such as the more intricate headlights and some new wheel designs which help to freshen it up. I don't think they really needed to mess with the look of Superb, so I'm quite pleased that it's maintained the same kind of character as the predecessor. You can tell that Skoda has attempted to push this latest Superb even further into the premium segment than it was in before. This is a top spec Laurent and Clement version, which means it gets all the bells and whistles, but you also get this really beautiful leather trimmed dash and loads of this open pore wood, which helps to make it feel even more special than it was previously. But in classic Skoda fashion, we've also got loads of usable touches too. There are some nice deep cup holders in the middle, a good cubby section in here, and there's also a charging point for your phone, which is also cooled so that it can allow your phone to wirelessly charge quicker. Then in the center, we've got something which a lot of fuss has been made of. It's the smart dials. Now, either side you've got heating and ventilation, and then in the middle you can toggle between which of your quick access functions you want and keep it in there. So for instance, if you want the volume or the vents, you can select it, keep it there so it's within easy reach at all times. There are also some other nice little features. This one I particularly like. It might look like a rather boring block of microfiber cloth, but in fact it's used to clear the display and get rid of any fingerprints that might have amassed on there. And let's be honest, they do get quite quickly grubby with fingerprints. But what I like overall is that it hasn't changed the basic ergonomics of the Superb. The seating position is still good and the view out is still excellent, but it's just lifted it with some key functions and some new materials which make it feel even more well put together than it was previously. As I mentioned earlier, the new Superb is slightly longer than the one that it replaces, and some of that has gone into the rear seat space and into the boot too. Now, there's loads of room back here. I've got plenty of space for my feet and for my knees, and headroom is excellent despite this one having a panoramic sunroof too. There are also loads of great features to talk about in here, such as the USB-C charging points in the middle. We've got separate controls for the heating and ventilation. And then the seats themselves are nice and flat and square. And I think people sitting back here are going to have a very comfortable time of it. You've also got, as with other Skoda models, an integrated sun blind, which can stop people who are sitting in the back here from getting dazzled. And they've also thought about, well, putting your tablets or devices and where they should go when you're viewing them as a rear seat passenger. So in the middle, there's a clever little tablet holder, which can sit there in front of the drinks and cup holders. And then we've got a second device holder mounted to the rear of the headrest, and that means you can put a phone there, it's going to be kept nice and stable, and you can watch films while you're on the go. It's just, as with all Skodas, the little touches that help make this Superb a little bit easier to live with. It's fair to say that the previous generation Superb was hardly lacking in the boot space area, but Skoda has managed to squeeze out some extra capacity to make this new version even more practical. In fact, there are 30 litres more space in here to a total of 690 litres, and that's an almost van-like area to use up. It's also nicely square, and we've got a low load lip, so putting those heavier items in isn't going to prove too tricky. Underneath, there is actually a space saver spare wheel, so it's not like it's just a compression kit. And we've also got some 12-volt sockets at the side and handy levers for lowering those rear seats down and making the whole space even bigger. Remember, you can also get the Superb as a hatchback, but it's this estate version which is going to offer the most practicality, and I think that extra space makes the Superb even more versatile than it was previously.
The Superb isn't going to be short of engine choices when it goes on sale. In fact, there are as many as 6 different engine options available, meaning that there's likely to be a setup to suit all types of buyers. Of course, traditional 2-litre petrol and diesels will be available, with both 2- and all-wheel drive on offer, but it's the plug-in hybrid which could prove very efficient thanks to its 62-mile electric-only range. There's also going to be a 1.5-litre mild hybrid on the cards to provide something of a middle option. All cars get a 7-speed DSG automatic gearbox as standard too.
I've been given a little bit of an indication that the Skoda Superb estate is going to start from around about £36,000. And for that price, I think it offers exceptional value. The changes that have been made to this latest generation only strengthen the Superb's appeal, with the larger boot and the more upmarket interior making this car feel even more rounded than it was before. Of course, the proof is always in the driving, but off this initial look, I'm feeling pretty confident that the Superb is going to be a real contender for 2024. Thank you for watching this sneak peek of the new Skoda Superb, and if you have enjoyed this video, leave us a like below and let us know in the comment section what you think of this new estate car. Do you like the features inside, or would you like to see something different? And since you're here, please remember to subscribe to the Motors YouTube channel, and if you hit that bell icon, you'll get notified each time we upload a new video.